Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Do let me know if you are able to see.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Okay, may I ask, think who recently, I think I remember Sindhu Mataji did. Pratik Prabhu, did you read in the recent time?
No, Prabhuji.
Would you like to read?
Yes.
Hmm.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The battle between the demigods and Vratrasura. Translation. Yeah. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, after instructing Indra in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, then and there disappeared from the presence of the onlooking demigods. O King Parikshit, following the Lord's instructions, the demigods approached Dadichi, the son of Atharva. He was very liberal, and when they begged him to give them his body, he at once partially agreed. However, just to hear religious instructions from them, he smiled and jokingly spoke as follows: O elevated demigods, at the time of death, severe, unbreakable pain takes away the consciousness of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Don't you know about this pain? In this material world, every living entity is very much addicted in his material body, struggling to keep his body forever. Everyone tries to protect it by all means, even at the sacrifice of all his possessions. Therefore, who would be prepared to deliver his body to anyone, even if it were demanded by Lord Vishnu? The demigods replied, O exalted Brahmana, pious persons like you, whose activities are praiseworthy, are very kind and affectionate to people in general. What can't such pious souls give for the benefit of others? They can give everything, including their bodies. Those who are too self-interested, being something beg something from others, not knowing of others' pain. But if the beggar knew the difficulty of the giver, he would not ask for anything. Similarly, he who is able to give charity does not know the beggar's difficulty, for otherwise he would not refuse to give the beggar anything he might want as charity. The great sage Dadiji said, just to hear from you about religious principles, I refuse to offer my body at, uh, at your request. Now, although my body is extremely dear to me, I must give it up for your better purposes, since I know that it will leave me today or tomorrow. O demigods, one who has no compassion for humanity in its suffering and does not sacrifice his impermanent body for the higher causes of religious principles or eternal glory, is certainly pitied even by the immovable beings. If one is unhappy to see the distress of other living beings and happy to see their happiness, his religious principles are appreciated as imperishable by exalted persons who are considered pious and benevolent. This body, which is eatable by jackals and dogs after death, does not actually do any good for me, the spirit soul. It is usable only for a short time and may perish at any moment. The body and its possessions, its riches and relatives, must all be engaged for the benefit of others, or else they will be sources of tribulation and misery. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, Dadichi Muni, the son of Atharva, thus resolved to give his body to the service of the demigods. He placed himself, the spirit soul, at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way he gave up his gross material body made of five elements. Dadichi Muni controlled his senses, life force, mind, and intelligence, and became absorbed in trance. Thus he cut all his material bonds. He could not perceive how his material body became separated from his self. Thereafter King Indra very firmly took up the thunderbolt manufactured by Vishwakarma from the bones of Dadiji. Charged with the exalted power of Dadiji Muni and enlightened by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Indra rode on the river on the back of his carrier, uh,
Like,
Airavata, surrounded by all the demigods, while all the great sages offered him praise. Thus he shone very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Vratrasura. My dear King Parikshit, as Rudra, being very angry on Antaka, Yamraja, had formerly run toward Antaka to kill him, Indra angrily and with great force attacked Vratrasura, who was surrounded by the leaders of demonic armies. Thereafter, at the end of Satya Yuga and at the beginning of Treta Yuga, a fierce battle took place between the demigods and the demons on the bank of Narmada. O king, when all the asuras came into onto the battlefield headed by Vratrasura, they saw King Indra carrying the thunderbolt and surrounded by the Rudras, Vasus, Adityas, Ashwini Kumaras, Pitas, Vanis, Maruts, Rubhus, Sadhyas, and Vishwadevas. Surrounded by his company, Indra shone on brightly that his effulgence was intolerable to the demons. Many hundreds and thousands of demons, demi-demons, yakshas, rakshasas, and others, headed by Sumali and Mali, resisted the armies of King Indra, which even death personified cannot easily overcome. Among the demons were Namuchi, Sambara, Anarva, Dvimurda, Rasabha, Asura, Vairagya, Sanskrushya, uh, Viprasita, Siti, Amukhya, Poloma, Visvapara, Prahiti, Heti, and Uktala. Roaring tumultuously and fearlessly like lions, these invincible demons, all dressed in golden ornaments, gave pain to the demigods with weapons like clubs, bludgeons, arrows, barbed darts, mallets, and lances. Armed with lances, tridents, axes, swords, and other weapons like satagnis and bashundis, the demons attacked from different directions and scattered all the chiefs of the demigod armies. As the stars in the sky cannot be seen when covered by dense clouds, the demigods, being completely covered by networks of arrows falling upon them one after another, could not be seen. The showers of various weapons and arrows raised to kill the soldiers of the demigods did not reach them because the demigods, acting quickly, cut the weapons into thousands of pieces in the sky. As their weapons and mantras decreased, the demons began showering mountain peaks, trees, and stones upon the demigod soldiers. But the demigods were so powerful and expert that they nullified all these weapons by breaking them to pieces in the sky as before. When the soldiers of the demons, commanded by Vratrasura, saw that the soldiers of King Indra were quite well, having not been injured at all by their volleys of weapons, not even by the trees, stones, and mountain peaks, the demons were very much afraid. When insignificant persons use rough words to cast false, angry accusations against saintly persons, their fruitless words do not disturb the great personalities. Similarly, all the efforts of the demons against the demigods who were horribly situated under the protection of Krishna were futile. The asuras, who are never devotees of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lost their pride in fighting when they found all their endeavors futile. Leaving aside their leaders, even in the very beginning of the fight, they decided to flee because all their prowess had been taken away. Seeing this, his army broken, and all the asuras, even those known as great heroes, fleeing the battlefield out of intense fear, Vratrasura, who was truly a great-minded hero, smiled and spoke the following words. According to his position and the time and circumstances, Vratrasura, the hero among heroes, spoke words that were much to be appreciated by thoughtful men. He called to the heroes of the demons, O Viprasiti, O Namusi, O Polama, O Maya, um, Annavara, and Sambara, please hear me and do not flee. All living entities who have taken birth in this material world must die. Surely no one in this world has found any means to be saved from death. Even Providence has not provided a means to escape it. Under the circumstances, death being inevitable, if one can gain promotion to the higher planetary systems and be always celebrated here by dying a suitable death, what man will not accept such a glorious death? There are two ways to meet a glorious death, and both are very rare. One is to die after performing mystic yoga, especially bhakti yoga, by which one can control the mind and living force and die absorbed in thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The second is to die on the battlefield, leading the army and never showing one's back. These two kinds of deaths are recommended in the Shastras as glorious. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, how was it? You have read a historical event episode.
Yes, it was good in both ways. Like yeah, starting from Dadichi Muni's sacrifice.
Mm.
Yeah, giving he knew everything, but he still asked for why should I give, and yeah, he got the answer. But yeah, after that, it towards the end, even the demon giving great advice. So yeah, uh, so yeah, I wanted to recently. I have also seen the movie Mahavtar Narsimha with my friends.
Okay.
So yeah, all of the friends were also asking me questions. So yeah, such questions are, so even the demons have very good knowledge, and even Jay and Vijay coming from the spiritual world, yeah, all those things. So
Hmm.
yeah, too much to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely our capacity is properly challenged to understand these intricate things. So definitely we won't be able to understand everything as it happened really at that time. So, but what we can appreciate and absorb is the essence of such dealings of the Lord and his devotees, and also the dealings of the demons. After all, Varnashrama system is also there in the Asuras. It's called Asura Varnashrama, which means they also have knowledge, they also have their own ways of living. Yeah, they are not uncivilized in a way. But yeah, nice. Thanks for reading. Let's get in to the chapter today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritcham Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Nashta Prayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaaya Cha Nandagopakumaraaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hri Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So, if we go a few chapters back, we are talking about what happened, that Brihaspati was offended, because Indra was out of pride, he didn't respect, and due to which Brihaspati left. And when Brihaspati left, Indra was smart enough to understand the cause of offense that he has committed, and then Indra fails to respect is later leads to lamentation, and then all the opulences of Indra, yeah, are affected, and the demons attack, seeing the opportunity, because now Indra, though he is the king of heaven, he is powerless because all the powers are gone. I think yesterday, Parth Prabhu, we were discussing that um, Guru Ashraya, Guru is giving the power. It is not the capabilities, it is not the skills, it's not what we learned, how much knowledge or information we have. All this is nothing in front of the blessings and um, the power or the blessings that one is getting from the Guru. And when Brihaspati left, then Indra fell flat, lack of power, and taking this the best opportunity, the demons attacked, and when the demons attacked, they got subdued, and then the demigods ran away in shelter of Brahma. Lord Brahma chastised for what he has done, yeah, that Indra has offended his guru. And after that, not only that, then Lord Brahma, out of compassion, he advises that they approach Dadichi and learn Narayan Kavacha from whom? Um, Tvashta's son Vishwarupa. Hmm. Uh, and then what is this Narayan Kavacha? Through Narayan Kavacha, one can recover or become powerful, all powerful, and win over the demons. So, to pacify in that way, Lord Brahma is instructed. He said, now in the absence of Brihaspati, you need a priest, you need a guru, and without that you will not be able to overcome. So they went to Vishwarupa, and Vishwarupa has taught, I mean, after yeah, requesting him to become their guru and priest. So Vishwarupa has taught them Narayan Kavach out of and yeah, interestingly, what happened later was that um, Vishwarupa, who, yeah, Brahma already knew that his lineage half is coming from demons, so he he has seen this, that Indra saw that Vishwarupa was offering a portion of sacrifice or the results of the sacrifice that he was doing to the demons. So that way, secretly, he was empowering also the demons. Yeah, and this, when Indra saw this, he was completely disturbed, and Indra kills Vishwarupa uh, and distributes, because we can see Vishwarupa in one way is his guru now. Yeah, and not only he is guru, he is a Brahmana, and due to these two reasons, killing a Brahmana, killing his priest or guru, the sin that is incurred, it is said that Indra has the power to counteract or nullify, but he has accepted the sin, and later what he has done is he has distributed this sinful reactions into four. One, to the trees, due to which the sinful reaction is coming in the form of sap. Yeah, we see some trees which yeah uh, mm, which yield or which produce the saps, which is not milk, which is not consumable. And the other one is one fourth of the sinful reaction. Sin is offered to earth, and that we can see in the form of deserts. The third one is to the water, where it is said that the water that has these bubbles, yeah, is not suitable for consumption. Then to women, where it is said that during the periods time, then they are not suitable for, yeah, they become untouchable. So something like that. This is how it's distributed, or the sinful reaction, and yeah. And then it goes further, because ultimately, um, um, the when Vishwarupa was killed, his father was unhappy, and then he has done a yajna so that Vritrasura takes birth. This during the yajna that Twista performs, he utters Indra Shatru. Shatru, in such a way that when he has pronounced, he has used a long. This is called Tatpurusha Samadhi, Samasas, and in that, if some pronunciation in Sanskrit is not uttered properly in the mantra, then it can have a very um, um, yeah, drastic effects. And this is what happened here. He wanted someone who can be an enemy of Indra, but when he has uttered not so properly, then it led to that increase the strength of the Indra's enemy. So it ultimately led to a person who is coming out to be a very huge, and has become named as Vritra, because that very fearful demon, the son of Thyesta, covered all the planetary system. Therefore, his name is Vrita, or one who covers everything. So Vritra Asura, yeah, Vritra Asura is not ordinary. He is so huge and very, very difficult. And then when he was attacking at the time, um, the Lord, the demigods prayed for the protection of the Lord. This again happens, and this time when they approach Lord Vishnu, then the Lord appears before the demigods, and he actually, there is a whole description how nicely he is, and the glorifications of the demigods do. And then the Lord instructs the demigods, yeah, that your prayers are fine, but I really, the Lord condemns the material desires that they were carrying. He's saying, "Oh, the best of demigods, although nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me does not ask me for anything but bhakti." Yeah, what you are asking is protection. You are asking is yeah, winning over the asuras. So the Lord regrets that the demigods, prayed for an opportunity to kill their enemy instead of unalloyed devotional service. Yeah, and it goes even further. The Lord says, "Fools fulfill material desires." Kripanas, fools. Yeah. Then, um, but the devotees discourage all this karma and karma kanda, or even, yeah. So all these things they engage only in pure devotion. Then the Lord gave the solution to the demigods. Finally, say, after all, in one way or the other, still you are approaching me. So he says that you can approach Dadichi, who is exalted, and I think Pratik Prabhu, you have read that they approached Dadichi, but why they approached is covered in the ninth chapter, where he is not ordinary. He is why Dadichi? Because he's surcharged with spiritual strength, yeah, with his all um, many years of austerity and penances. And in fact, Dadiji personally assimilated the spiritual science and then delivered it to the Ashwini Kumaras through the head of a horse. Yeah. So therefore, the mantras are these Ashwini Kumaras then became Jivan Muktas. There is this description. I mean, and then further, it is that when Ashwin Kumaras beg for Dadichi's body on their behalf, he will surely give it as he knows the dharma. So this is what the Lord said. Yeah, he said that Dadichi is not an ordinary person. He is so empowered. His the spine. Yeah, from that you can make a weapon, and then you can kill Vritrasura. That is a little background. And then we come now the demigods approach. Let me get to my notes once. Okay. Shri Badarayanar Uvacha Indram evam samadhisya Bhagavan Vishwabhavanah Pasyatam Animeshanam Tatraivantar Dade Harihi. He's saying after instructing Indra in this way, the Lord immediately then and there disappeared from the presence of onlooking demigods, and then Tathabi Chito Devair Rishir Atharvano Mahan Mudamana Avachetam Prahasan Iva Bharata. He's saying, then they approached the Dichi, the son of Atharva, and then he was very liberal, but at the same time he jokingly spoke. Yeah? When he heard from the demigods why they have come, for what purpose, it very astonishing, is it? Someone is coming and saying, "I want your body," or "I want to, I want." So after that, uh, the Diji is speaking as follows. Apyavriddharaka yuyam na janita shariranam samsthayam yastva abhidroho dussahasa chetanapaha. He's saying, um, don't you know it's unbearable? Huh? He's saying, "O elevated demigods, at the time of death, severe, unbearable pain takes away the consciousness of all living entities who have accepted material bodies." So, when someone is on the deathbed, it's not very nice. Yeah, we like to always lay down, always relax. But the deathbed is something different. That is the time where the mind is mm, bothering about so many things that one has accomplished, one has not accomplished, one wants, one desires, not fulfilled, so many things at mental platform. But what about bodily platform is mentioned here is that it's unbearable pain. That's why excruciating pain that's one goes through. And हाँ, जिजे विशूनां जीवानाम् आत्मा प्रेष्ठ इहेप्सितः क उत्साहेत तं दातुं भिक्षमाणाय विष्णवे. So he's saying even if Lord Vishnu is demanding, uh, uh, in this material world, every living entity is very much addicted to his material body, isn't it? We are all so much careful to take care of our body. Mm. And this attachment to the body is so at its core that even if the Lord is coming and saying, give up your body, it's not going to be so easy and comfortable. Struggling to keep his body forever, everyone tries to protect it by all means, even at the sacrifice of his possessions. So when it comes, one may earn, one may take a lot of time to make a lot of money, lot of comfort, everything, every facility one wants, yeah, they are arranging for what? For the comfort of the body. And when the body is endangered with any cause, one is ready to give everything. If his own um, name, fame, this is sometimes what we see. Sometimes people are ready to sacrifice. Sometimes people when one is going to be attacked or one is attacked, um, yeah, they are ready because most important thing is if the body is there, if I'm alive, I can get back all my money, I can get back all my name and fame, I can again re-establish everything what is lost. So one is ready to do that. Therefore, who would be prepared to deliver his body to anyone, even if it were demanded by Lord Vishnu? This is what Dadichi is telling to the demigods. He is saying, it is said in the purport Prabhupada is writing, Atmanam sarvoto rakshe tato dharmam tato dhanam. One must protect, this is the Shastra is saying, one must protect his body by all means, then he may protect his religious principles and thereafter his possessions. So body is so important, isn't it? This is the natural desire of all living entities. No one wants to give up his body unless it's forcibly given away. Even though the demigod said that they were demanding Dadichi's body for their benefit in accordance to the order of Lord Vishnu. Yeah, he's saying because Dadichi knows Dharma, this is what Lord Vishnu sent them, right? And they came also for, yeah, whom are they killing? They are killing Asura, isn't it? Huh? Indra is taking up a very dharmic service, isn't it? So, but what is Daditi saying? Superficially refused to give them his body. In fact, then the devatas, the demigods are saying, Shrideva uchuhu kim nu tad dushtyajam brahman pumsam bhutanu kampinam bhavat vidhanam mahatam punya shlokedya karmanam. He says, pious persons like you, the devatas are encouraging Dadichi to give his body for what purpose? He's saying, pious people like you, persons like you whose activities are praiseworthy, are very kind and affectionate to people in general. What can't such pious souls give for the benefit of others? They can give everything, including their bodies. Hmm. Yeah, you are not ordinary. You are such a great person and always compassionate, always want to do the welfare of others. For that, you are ready to sacrifice everything, including your body, isn't it? Nunam swartha paro loko na veda para sankatam yadi vedana yacheta neti naha yad ishvaraha. Uh, in this, there are two persons who are explained nature. Those who are too self-interested beg something from others, isn't it? If one is interested, he is always thinking, "Oh, let me get that. How can I get? If I can't do myself, let me beg," and not knowing of others' pain. But if the beggar knows the difficulty of the giver, he would not ask for anything. If the beggar knows the other person is not worthy or not in a position to give, then the beggar will not ask. Similarly, he who is able to give charity does not know the beggar's difficulty, for otherwise he would not refuse to give the beggar anything he may want to ask as charity. So, if the charity, the person who is giving charity, if he knows the other person's difficulty, then he is ready to give charity, isn't it? What does it mean? In the purport, Prabhupada is saying, one, the two people, one who gives charity and one who begs for it. A beggar should not ask charity from a person who is in difficulty. This is very important. Similarly, one who is able to give charity should not deny a beggar. Uh, These are the moral instructions in the Shastras. Chanakya Pandit says, Sannimitte varam thyago vinashe niyate sati. He says, everything within this material world will be destroyed. Therefore, one should use everything for good purposes. In fact, Prabhupada elaborates in the purport the importance of charity. He says the Krishna consciousness movement needs many exalted, learned persons who will sacrifice their lives to revive God consciousness throughout the world. This is um, a mission of every individual. Every individual should take up to this mission of dedicating one's life to spread God consciousness all over the world. Why? Because a godless consciousness, we have seen how it will be. A godless consciousness is uh, threatening every day, challenging with so many disasters. So it is very important that one has to, it says, one should sacrifice their lives to revive God consciousness throughout the world. And Prabhupada says, we therefore invite all men and women advanced in knowledge to join the Krishna consciousness movement and sacrifice their lives for the great cause of reviving the God consciousness of human society. Shri Rishur Uvacha Dharmam Vah Shrotu Kamena Yuyam Me Pratyudahrita Eshava Priya Atmanam Tyajantam Santyajami Aham. He's saying, Dadiji is saying, just to hear from you about religious principles, I refuse to offer my body at your request. So Dadichi is saying, yeah, anyway I'm going to do it because, yeah, Dadichi is such a great sage and he is having the spiritual science understanding and he is not attached to his body. He is anyway going to give. But he wanted to hear the religious principles from Indra. That's why he was asking to hear. Now, although my body is extremely dear to me, I must give it up for your better purposes, since I know that it will leave me today or tomorrow. And then Yo dhruven atmana natha na dharmam na yashah puman iheta bhuta dayaya so sa sochya sthaver api. One who has no compassion for humanity in its suffering and does not sacrifice his impermanent body for the higher causes of religious principles or eternal glory is certainly pitied even by the immovable beings. So, this is called Jiva Daya. There is something called Bhuta Daya or Jiva Daya, means one should be very compassionate for humanity. But what is humanity? We should understand. Is it just to provide the needs of the body? In the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning uh, a very exalted example was set by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Goswamis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Tyaktva Sudaschaja Surepsita Rajya Lakshmi. He says, we offer our respectful obeisances unto the Lord. Vande Mahapurusha Te Charanarabindam. To whom? To Lord. He whom upon whom one should always meditate. He left his householder life, leaving aside his eternal concert, dharmishta artya vachasa yad agad aranyam. He left to the forest, and then whom even the denizens of heaven adore. He went into the forest to deliver the fallen souls who are put in illusion by material energy. And it goes further that he took sannyas. What is sannyas means? It means to commit civil suicide. Sannyas accepting means he is not going to maintain any more relationship with mundane relationship with anyone in the world. But sannyas is compulsory at least for every brahmana. Every first class human being should accept sannyas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very young and beautiful wife and a very affectionate mother. Indeed, the affectionate dealings of his family members were so pleasing that even the demigods could not expect such happiness at home. Nevertheless, for the deliverance of all fallen souls, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and left home when he was only 24 years. He lived a very strict life as sannyas, refusing all bodily comforts. And similarly, the six Goswamis, if you read the life and teachings of them, they are not ordinary. Were ministers who held exalted positions in the society, but they also left everything to join the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, Srinivasacharya says, Tyaktva turnam asesha mandalapatim shrenim sada tuchavad bhutva dina Ganeshako Karuna, yeah, Kaupina, Kantashrita. See, such being such great personality still, what they did is just they have accepted lion cloth as their own only asset, yeah, to cover themselves. These Goswamis left their very comfortable lives as ministers, jamindars, and learned scholars and joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement just to show mercy to the fallen souls of the world. Dina Ganeshakau Karunaya. Hmm. And what did they accept? Accepting very humble lives as mendicants, wearing no more than lion cloths and torn quilts. Kaupina Kantha. They lived in Vrindavan and followed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order to excavate Vrindavan's lost glories. They are ready. So in the next para, Prabhupada is saying, these are very significant words for those interested in elevating human society to a proper understanding of life. So, if we say that we would like to be part of charitable, if we want to be part of humanitarian missions, what is it? This is what. Hmm. One should join the Krishna consciousness movement following the examples of such great personalities as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the six Goswamis, and before them, here we see the great sage Dadichi. Instead of wasting one's life for temporary bodily comforts, one should always be prepared to give up one's life for better causes. After all, the body will be destroyed, therefore, one should sacrifice it for the glory of distributing religious principles throughout the world. एतावान् अव्ययो धर्मः पुण्यश्लोकैर् उपासितः यो भूतशोक हर्षभ्याम् Atma sochati harshati. This is the nature of the body. If one is unhappy to see the distress of other living being and happy to see their happiness, his religious principles are appreciated as imperishable. This means we have to see ahimsa paramo dharma is the essence, but if one is not following, for example, that Prabhupada mentions, mm, Lord Buddha's mission was to stop unnecessary animal killing, and therefore he preached that the greatest religious principle is non-violence. One cannot continue killing animals and at the same time be a religious person. If everyone is calling that I am a Hindu, but if we are eating meat, what does that mean? We are not following this basic principle ahimsa para dharma. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti ya tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bija prada pita. He is saying that it should be understood that all species of life are made possible by birth in this material nature and that I am the seed giving father. So, which means we have one father, whether it is what is that? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavi Hastini Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. One should come to a platform of Pandita so that to see Samadarshi, to become a Samadarshi, to see things equally, and what is this equality? It is not based on the platform of material level. The equality is based on the soul. Every being has a soul. Animals also have soul, which means one is not authorized to kill animals. Just like that. Yeah, so one should understand when one takes shelter of Shastras and not just taking shelter of Shastra means to know, but actually applying it, which means otherwise it is hypocrisy. In fact, Prabhupada writes in the same purport, Christ, Jesus Christ, he says, Christ said, Jesus Christ said, do not kill, but hypocrites nevertheless maintain thousands of slaughterhouses while posing as Christians. Such hypocrisy is condemned in this verse. One should be happy to see others happy, and one should be unhappy to see others unhappy. This is the principle to be followed. Unfortunately, at the present moment, so called philanthropists and humanitarians advocate the happiness of humanity at the cost of lives of poor animals. Why they say, hey, how can human race survive if there is no food? Let's kill animals. Hmm. That is one level. Other level is okay. Lord has given food in the form of animals. After all, so there is no guilt feeling. One can eat, kill and eat. No, it's not. Yeah, because every being has pain when the body is tortured. Aho dainyam aho kashtam parakya kshana bhangurai yen nopakuryad aswarthair matyasva jnati vigrahai. This body, which is eatable by jackals and dogs after death, does not actually do any good for me, the spirit soul. This is what Dadiji is saying. It is usable only for a short time and may perish at any moment. The body and its possessions, its riches and relatives must all be engaged for the benefit of others, or else they will be sources of tribulation and misery. A similar verse Prabhupada refers is Etavad Janma Safalya. What is the success or achievement of the life? Dehinam iha dehishu pranay arthe diya vacha shreya acharanam sada. It is the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. So, and what is the topmost, the best way of welfare of for others is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed, Bharata Bhumite Haile Manushya Janma Yara. What is the success of a person taking birth in Bharata Varsha? Is one who has taken birth as a human in the land of India, Bharata Varsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of others. Janma Sartaka Kare Kara Para Upakar. Upakar is the important. The word upakuryat means para upakar, helping others. Of course, in human society, there are many institutes to help others, but because philanthropists do not know how to help others, their propensity for philanthropy is ineffectual. Everyone is born to help. Yes, why? That is nature. We have the nature to help others because by helping others, we experience happiness. At least for happiness, people are ready to do so many things for others. Yeah, they do not know the ultimate goal of life. Shreya Acharan. What is the real thing, which is to please the Supreme Lord. If all philanthropic and humanitarian activities were directed towards achieving the ultimate goal of life, is what is the ultimate goal of life? To please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they will be all perfect. Humanitarian work without Krishna is nothing. Krishna must be brought to the center of all our activities, otherwise, no activity will have value. I don't know, recently we were talking about keeping Krishna in the center is the most important. I think with Parth Prabhu and also maybe Pranali Mata. Anyway, so it's very important that we cannot forget this, that bringing Krishna in the center. Otherwise, we create all kinds of chaos. Yeah. श्री बादरायण उवाच एवं कृत व्यवसितो दध्यन् आदर्वणस्तनुं परे भगवति ब्रह्मणि आत्मानं सन्नयं जहु. He is saying, Sukadeva Goswami, finally now Dadichi, the son of Atharva, has resolved to give up his body for the service of the demigods. He placed himself. This is also in the purport. I mean, I'll start going a little faster to finish this chapter. In the purport, you may see that there is a simile given, which is how Dhritarashtra, in the first canto, we have seen how Dhritarashtra has perfected his life after living into Vanaprastha ashram, and then there is a whole process that he has analyzed his whole body with the process of neti, that I am not this body. This body is made of fire, water, ether. Um, I missed something. Fire, earth, water, ether. Yeah, I always forget one. Yeah. Water. I covered.
Air, Guruji.
Air, yeah, see the air. So he started seeing that, and then he started separating himself and leaving it back to his whole universal creation, and then he could keep his spirit at the lotus feet of the Lord and attain perfection. This is the same thing what is mentioned here. The Dichi Muni also did that. It is as indicated by the words Pare Bhagavati Brahman Atmanam Sannayan. This is what Dadichi did. And one should be very careful, of course, in the Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. It is that when we say we have merged, it doesn't mean that we have lost our existence. Our existence is still there. And what is that? It is clearly mentioned here that Dadichi's existence he kept at the feet of the Lord. Yeah, which means the soul is not just merging into the Lord, but actually astitva is still there. Hmm? As an individual, that will always be there. There is always the supreme law, eternal, and also the part and parcels, this living, the jiva atmas also exist. What is the meaning of merging means? Just like in a pot, the example given is when the pot is there, huh, the air is inside the pot. When the pot is broken, the air is not merging into the air, but air is again released so that it is being part of the whole air. Yeah. So that is, I think it is in the same in this purport. Yeah, similar. The example given in this connection is that when the earthen pot is broken, the small portion of sky within the pot is united with the large sky outside. Mayavadi philosophers misunderstand this description of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Therefore, Sri Ramanuja Swami in his book Vedanta Tattvasara has described that this merging of soul means that after separating himself from the material body made of 8 elements, the individual soul engages himself in devotional service of the Lord in his eternal form. Ishvara, Parama Krishna. So that this form is always there. The material cause of the material elements absorb the material body, and the spiritual soul assumes its original position. And this, what is this original position? Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. So, understanding the constitutional position, the living entity always exists, and what is his position is always being a servant of the Lord. I, yeah, and Dadiji controlled his senses, life force, mind, intelligence became absorbed in trance. Thus, he cut all his material bonds. He could not perceive how his material body became separated from his self. It is said in the Ashtanga Yoga that when one attains the state of Samadhi, means he is completely identifies himself only with soul. Then he doesn't even know what has happened, what was the means, how did he come to the Samadhi state? All is forgotten. He is just absorbed in that one-pointed focus on the Lord. Oh, yeah. And then there is this, thereafter, King Indra very firmly took up the thunderbolt manufactured by Vishwakarma from the body, from the bones of Dadichi. Now Indra has the weapon that Lord has said. Then with that weapon he surcharged. He went to on his Airavata, on his elephant, surrounded by all the demigods, while all the great sages offered him praise. Then he shone very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Vritrasura. And when Vritrasura saw that and all, he ran toward Antaka to kill him. Indra angrily and with great force attacked Vritrasura, who was surrounded by the leaders of demigods. Thereafter, there is a description. When this has happened is described here, and if one wants to know the technical details in which year, in which yuga, please refer to verse 16 that gives the whole calculation that this has happened long time ago, which is 120 times 400,000 years in the past at the bank of Narmada. And is this also the purport? Yeah, there is also explanation or glorification of the river because this has happened at the bank of Narmada. Prabhupada mentioned there are five important rivers because they have originated are all celestial, not from this planet Earth, in that Narmada is one. Like the Ganges River, Narmada River also flows in the higher planetary systems. The battle between the demigods and demons took place in the higher planets. Yeah, okay. Please go through that to know more. And then what happened is when all the Asuras came onto the battlefield headed by Vritrasura, they saw King Indra carrying this thunderbolt and surrounded by the all Rudras, Vasus, Adityas, Ashwini Kumaras, Pitas, Vahnis, Maruts, Rubhus. Interesting. I think when we come to chapter 18, we will understand who are these Marut. Uh, mm, Diti wanted to kill Indra, and then out of which Maruts came, but Maruts later became the servants of Indra for a different reason. So, surrounded by his company, Indra shone as brightly that his effulgence was intolerable to the demons. And then, because of this, everyone ran here and there. Many hundreds and thousands of demons, demi-demons, yakshas, rakshasas, and others, headed by Sumali. Sumali, who is Sumali? Can anyone recollect? Hmm? Somali, yeah, you may. I'll tell it. And Mali resisted the army of King Indra, which even death personified cannot easily overcome. And then all Namuchi, Sambara, Anarva, Vimurdha, Rubha, Asura, uh, Hayagriva, Sankushira. Anyway, there's a whole list of all these um, roaring tumultuously and fearlessly like lions. These invincible demons all uh, gave pain to the demigods with weapons. They attacked so badly that all these um, all the weapons they were shooting at the demigods have literally covered them, that the demigods couldn't see anything except this. But now empowered, so the demigods could break all this. And then when these weapons were exhausted, then the then the demons have started showering hilltops, mountains, everything on them. Still, uh, uh, the shower of various weapons and arrows released to kill the soldiers did not reach them, because demigods, acting quickly, cut the weapons into pieces. And after that, when the soldiers of the demons, commanded by Vritrasura, saw the soldiers of King Indra were quite well, having not been injured at all by their volleys of weapons, trees, stones, mountains. The demons were very much afraid, and they were running. Then all the efforts of the demons against the demigods were were futile. And when they were going, when they were running, and that time is Vritrasura reminding, hey, don't run away. It is very glorious. He said, he called the heroes of demons, oh, Viprachiti, Namushi, Puloma, Maya, Anarva, Sambara, please hear, do not flee away. Hmm. He is saying there are two, all the living entities who have taken birth in this world must die. And the purport Prabhupada writes, if by dying one can be elevated, I mean, this is actually what even Vritrasura is making uh, a question to think upon. What did he say? Is if going and dying is the only solution, he's saying uh, all living entities who have taken birth in this material world must die. Surely no one in this world has found any means to be saved from death, which means death is inevitable. Even Providence has not provided a means to escape it. Under the circumstances, death being inevitable, if one can gain promotion to higher planetary systems and be always celebrated here by dying a suitable death, what man will not accept such a glorious death? He is saying, hey, anyway, death is definitely unavoidable, inevitable. Huh? So instead of just dying, uh, if one engages in the war, it is said only two people can advance. What is that? There are two ways to meet a glorious death, and both are very rare. One is to die after performing mystic yoga, especially bhakti yoga, by which one can control the mind and living force and die. The second one is one who in the battle. The second is to die on the battlefield, leading the army and never showing one's back. These two kinds of death are recommended in Shastra as glorious. So, so this is what Vritrasura is saying. Don't turn back. Don't show your back. Rather, fight, because that will only help. That will only elevate. The same thing Krishna told to Arjuna: fight for the dharma. And here, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, if one is just dying and he promotes, no, it doesn't happen like that, right? It's not like one is dying because he has died, then he is automatically promoted to higher planets. No, one has to really do good so that he can go to high elevated. Okay, one second. One second, let me charge, or yeah, let's see how it goes. My battery is low. Um, Here Vitrasura is saying that don't give up, rather um, we should fight. We should fight, and then that is itself giving us all good results. So don't turn back. Saying so, yeah, this chapter concludes there. Yeah, and the next chapter is very nice because it actually is telling what is the war going to take place. Why this war battles are happening all over the world, but who is really following the principles of dharma? The right person here. That is the reason Vritrasura's qualities are glorified, and um, that's what we will cover in the next chapter. Mm, Yeah, thank you. Any thoughts or questions before we close? Pratik, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have one question. Like in the last, Vritrasura knew about Bhakti Yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So means what was their perspective? Then why they didn't worship Lord Vishnu? Means they considered Lord Brahma to be the ultimate, or they didn't knew about it. What was it?
So is your question, why is Vritrasura fighting? Yeah, because that's the purpose why his father has created. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to engage, and yeah, we can see Indra was has killed Vishwarupa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one second. That's the reason Vritrasura is born. When we go through next four chapters, we will understand, yeah, who was actually Vritrasura. Yeah, and why in fact he has had to accept this form, and what was the service that he has rendered. We may see here still he is an asura and etc., but he was not an asura. He was even glorified. Yeah, he was even glorified. Even Indra finally glorifies Vritrasura for his greatness. So he was still a devotee. He was not so much attached to material things, all these things. We could see that he was just doing what he was asked by his father.
Okay, so okay.
He in fact says, yeah, yeah. Anyway, we will cover those when we are going through next. I think next two chapters we will already cover, and we will understand the whole uh, purport of this whole pastime later.
And one more question. Like, how did Dadichi die then? Means, was it?
He
How did he?
there is a kund called Dadichi Kund. Where did we see that? Did come in Kamyaman or no? Wait a second. Kamyaman we had someone. Dadichi Kund. Where is that? Upa? Last year we went there,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's in Kamyavan, I think.
think while returning from when we went to Kamyaman, Chaitanya Vallabh Prabhu was there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But when we went to Dadichi Kund, he was not there. If I'm not wrong, because
Just
we did had a
checking.
guide. Anyway, your question was how did he leave the body? Yeah, he has um, through the process of yoga, he has given up the body. Yeah, each of his
Yeah,
body.
yeah, it is in Naimasharanya.
Yeah, Naimasharanya. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so he left his body there, and then he joined. Or he offered himself. Yeah, the spirit soul, in the service. So he has given up his body and engaged himself in the service of the Lord in the spirit, in his original swarupa, spirit soul.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank
I
you,
think
Prabhuji.
I made some photos of the past time that was written, photo, etc. in Naimisharanya.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not even Naimisharanya,
No, it's in Naimasharanya only.
but we took a car. Okay. I think right, because it is far. It's not within the Naimisharanya village, but I think it's a bit outskirts.
Little far. Yeah, yes.
While yeah, okay. Yes, Pradeep Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Means, yeah, with Vritrasura, I was just trying to understand, like, even with uh, this, I forgot. Means, asuras are not by default uh, enemies of Vishnu. Means that's not the case. It is some cases that where those means these Jay and Vijay taking birth, three births. They were by means they took the option of being enemy instead of 7 lives of devotee.
Mhm.
So that was a different pastime,
Yeah.
and it cannot be called like by that. Means
See,
they were
that
atheists of that time, I guess. So
yeah.
yeah.
It is case to case. Here we can see one is in the end we can see, for example, Jay and Vijay, they had come because of the Lord desired, yeah, to send them. This is also one. The other one is that the four Kumaras have cursed. Then there is also Lakshmi. There are so many interrelated to see why something has happened. But these are leelas of the Lord on one side. The other side is still one is having a karmic results for that. Yeah. So there are two things one have to understand when we see there are reasons why this happened. Yeah, why one becomes asura. But then there is also this whole description of karma siddhanta, which is telling that one is just becoming a demon because he is not following the dharma. So in fact, so one is a devotee who is playing the role of a demon, and one is really a demon. You're getting the point? Huh? If you go to a movie, you can see there is a villain, a person who is taking the role of a villain. Yeah, but he in the society he is not a villain, right? In the society he might be a very charitable, very humanitarian, very uh, nice, uh, law-abiding person. Law-abiding, not abiding. Sorry. But then it doesn't mean that okay, then there are also so many villains who are not on the stage, but they are villains, right? Yeah, Pratik Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So as I said, so there is something that the Lord is um, wants his servants to enact certain roles. Certain roles sometimes these are, yeah, just like if you are doing a drama, right? Yeah, there is always a sutradhar, yeah, who is the main hero, and then there is also opposite person, and the opposite is mainly to enhance the heroic greatness of the hero, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Understood, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, if someone can read Hindi, I think Rupa can share photos. How did he left? That's mentioned there. Okay, other questions? Not then. Wish you a very nice weekend. Tomorrow, if possible, yeah, because tomorrow is Radha Ashtami. Let's see if I can conduct a session. If I will, then it will be either very early in the morning or it will be in the evening. I will let you know. Otherwise, what I want to say, tomorrow is Radha Ashtami. Yeah, anyway, yeah, what I want to say is 9 o'clock. Definitely, it will not happen. This is, I will be in Frankfurt attending a conference there. Yeah, thank you very
Maybe
much.
if possible, can we take little early? At least half an hour, 45 minutes.
It depends, right? If I'm supposed to give class in Offenbach Temple, so in the morning it's not possible. So maybe for sure, maybe let's do that evening 7 o'clock. Is it okay for everyone? Or
Yes, Prabhuji.
mm-hmm.
We will be
So,
temple
Prabhuji, you are not coming temple tomorrow, or you will be there in Offenbach tomorrow?
Yeah, I will be there in I will be there in Frankfurt till 2 o'clock or 3 at least. So I'm expecting to be back by 5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe today we will get the complete details, even Offenbach ISKCON temple, when they would like to have your class. Yeah, accordingly we can plan maybe. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Whoever can make it, let's see. But don't miss the opportunity of praying to Srimati Radharani tomorrow. Tomorrow is very, very auspicious appearance day, and we can, I'll try to put few quotes uh, for tuning ourselves tomorrow if I can get time. But in essence, we cannot get Krishna without Radharani. That we have heard so many acharyas say also, not only in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we can also see how important is to take shelter of Srimati Radharani for our spiritual advancement. Okay, so thank you very much. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.